another slow fashion video. I hope you're all doing well. Today I thought I would share with you some of the pieces in my closet that I can never really seem to declutter. Even if I'm considering it or they're in my maybe pile, I always put them back in my closet and keep them year over year. I like to do like a little bit of an assessment of why I keep coming back to them, and I think this is a really important part of understanding your personal style and continuing to get more use out of the clothes you already have. I hope you like today's little video. Grab your tea and don't forget to buy a ticket to my Shop Your Closet studio if you haven't already. It's a 2-hour event on Saturday the 29th at 1 p.m. EST. It's almost like a virtual styling session that you get to participate in. I have 2 guests whose closets we shop for inspirational outfits. It's just so much fun, super interactive. I'll leave all the details down below. Let's jump on in. I thought I would focus these items more on the spring-summer side, but if you want me to do a video like this for fall-winter or even just focused on accessories, let me know. I'll be happy to do that for you. So the first one, what an odd time for a tea break. The basic button-up shirt. Okay, here it is. The button-up shirt is something that has been in my closet in general since university. And then I kept wearing button-up shirts all the way throughout my finance career, and the button-up still stayed with me when I was in my freelance career doing freelance writing and wardrobe styling, and even now. I didn't really understand or appreciate my love of button-ups until going through all of the different phases of my life so far and realizing that they were present throughout. So knowing that, I've started to expand my button-up collection to having more colors and having more textures, and I feel pretty solid in the knowledge that I'll actually get a lot of use out of them. So even though this one in particular is about a year old, button-ups have been in my closet forever, and they're something that I always go back to. Next up, this wonderful Diane von Furstenberg wrap dress. I have had this in my closet for, oh gosh, it's been at least 10 years. So this is a pretty old piece. I've worn it quite a bit, but not recently. And I think this is a really good example of when I keep a piece even though I haven't worn it for maybe a year or more than a couple of seasons. So here it is. Oh my gosh, I have it on and I love it even more. I mean, yes, the hemline is not a mini or a midi, which seem to be the 2 hem lengths that feel a little bit more current, but 1.5 inches, 2 inches above the knee, it's such a classic hemline. And the way I would make this more current for today would actually be to pair this with a pair of like really cool knee-high boots, which I don't have. I am saving up for a black pair that I have my eye on. But I think this brings up a really great point that I often talk about with my virtual styling clients on sort of when to keep and when to declutter something, even if you haven't worn it for the past year. Because that's not always, in my opinion, like the only indicator that you can follow. I'm willing to overlook the fact that the hemline isn't like super on point for right now because I can style it in a way that makes it feel more current. The palette is neutral. The pattern is obscure and ambiguous enough to not reference a very specific time period. So I think looking at those very classic overarching details is really important even if you haven't worn something in a while. Next are probably the oldest item I have in my closet, these gorgeous wide leg trousers. I've had them since I was about 15 or 16 years old. My mom bought them for me for my cousin's wedding. I really wanted to wear a pantsuit, so I've since let go of the jacket that went with this, but I'm so glad I have kept these pants. This is another example of an item that I would go years without wearing, but I had decided to keep because I was still able to fit into it. It was a design and construction that is super timeless, and when I started wearing them, even though a wide leg silhouette wasn't exactly as trendy or as popular as it is now, I would still get compliments on my outfit. So that's another really important lesson that I learned from my myself where if a garment is classic and well made everywhere else, but the silhouette is something that might not be on trend, if it's a silhouette that fits you and suits your body really well, I think that's a really good piece to keep, provided that there aren't any of those little design details that can date it really easily. Next up is a totally opposite item from the one we just saw, a floofy party skirt. I've had this piece for, I would say, 5 or 6 years now. The reason why I've kept this skirt, even though I don't really have that many occasions to wear it, let's be real, especially since we're like in the midst of a pandemic still, or at least we are where I live. I keep this item because even though there's a lot of personality, it's a really loud piece, it is so different in its elements that it's classic and timeless in its own way. I consider this piece to be like the button-up shirt in the sense that I'm not super attached to this skirt in particular, while I will keep it as absolutely long as physically possible. It is getting a little tight, so you never know. It's more the idea of having a party or statement skirt in my closet that I've come to understand is something that I really lean on when I have to get dressed up and I want to create a unique look. I've used this skirt in quite a couple of videos. In fact, I used it in last week's Shop Your Closet video. I'll probably put that somewhere on the screen here. Simple silk button-up blouse. This blouse in particular has been in my closet again for about 5-6 years when I was starting to do TV segments. This is actually a fast fashion piece. It's something that I really pull out of my closet often. Here it is. Man, every time I put this shirt on, I'm like, yes, I love it so much. I feel like this is how we should feel about all the clothes in our closet. The fact that this is a fast fashion piece doesn't bother me at all. Even if you're looking to build a more sustainable closet, I believe in wearing and honoring the clothes you already have as a way to also honor the people who made them. You actually reduce your garment's carbon footprint the more you wear it. A little rule that I tend to go by for a piece like this, I try to make sure I have 3 iterations of it. A light, a dark, and then either a color or a fun print. This way, I do feel like my wardrobe really satisfies my needs because I have something for every mood, every occasion, and I've only got these 3 pieces. I need to put this into practice for my button-downs, but that hasn't happened yet. Not gonna lie. This next one. This t-shirt is also, I want to say, 5 or 6 years old. This is a Vince tee. It looks so unassuming, but I think the way it drapes and the way it's cut and falls on the body and the material is just so beautiful. So this isn't just a plain t-shirt. I consider this as an elevated piece, almost in the same category as my blouse. Summer is such a short season for me, and this is so versatile that it did everything I needed it to. I'm gonna try it on to show you how amazing it is. Okay, I feel like my head might be cut off here, but it's not important. Here's how I would style this gorgeous simple tee for now, but in all honesty, because it's so classic and timeless, I could see myself wearing this exact outfit, you know, 5 years ago or even 5 years from now. Especially with summer coming, what I love about this top is that it really does elevate these, you know, very simple and basic summer outfits. It's really hard to feel pulled together in the supreme heat. So something that is still like drapey and breathable, but has like these super classic design details, I feel like it's almost invaluable. So there, yeah, there we go. And last but definitely not least, in a place of honor beside my cup of tea, shoes. I mean, not just any shoes, heels, which I think so many of you are going to be like, WTF, nobody can walk in these. But I do love a good heel. These are both incredibly comfortable. I talked about them in my shoe collection video, or maybe when I counted shoes. I'll link it up here for you. I still enjoy wearing a heel for a certain amount of time to go out. I don't even know what that is anymore. I love that they have these distinct features that make them interesting but not trendy. So like the pearlized texture and sheen on these Manolos, these were only $100 on the RealReal, but I ended up paying about $250 for them once duties and shipping were involved. I tend to look at the total cost of an item, and if it's still going to be less than what I would pay for either new or within shipping from Canada, then I'll make the purchase. I bought these, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago, and these have all of those similar qualities, like really interesting yet timeless details, and I've had these for about 11 or 12 years. These are another perfect example of only needing one in each colorway, and these have totally satisfied pretty much every outfit need over the past, you know, I guess 4 and a bit years for this and decade for these. Yay! So there you have it. Those are some of the oldest items in my closet. Let me know how old your oldest garment is in your closet, and of course don't forget to buy a ticket to the Shop Your Closet studio. I would so love to see you there. Have a wonderful week ahead, and thank you so much for watching. Ciao!